I decided to put together 5 of my favorite articulation resources for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and take a peek inside. Okay, so this is one of my all time favorite resources for articulation therapy when you're doing teletherapy. So, this is the articulation screener and it covers all consonants and all blends. We're just going to kind of breeze through this together. It actually comes with a free data collection resource via Google Sheets, and you can access that. You can click this link right here, and it's going to take you right to that. And if you're not quite sure what that means or how to do it, there's actually a nice tutorial video down at the bottom. It says click here to watch a video tutorial. You click that and it shows you the tutorial. So this is the word list in the beginning of the resource. So sometimes, certain pictures can be kind of questionable and you're not exactly sure what they represent. So there is a link for each one of these pictures. So say we were working on kite. I could just look that up and then I could, go back to the word list. If I was already on kite and I got there and I didn't know what a kite was, obviously that's not a very good example. But if it were something where you're like, I'm not quite sure what that is, you can just click on that little word list icon and it'll take you back to this word list. So this is kind of nice to be able to check those pictures that if you're not sure. I did try to use images that were pretty easy to interpret, but just in case. And then this is it. You go through and these are the pictures. Like I said, we have all sounds and all positions, and that is it. So it's a very simple resource, but each picture comes up on the screen and your student would say the word, and you of course would be recording the data. If you were able, you could be putting it into the Google Sheet, or you could just be kind of making notes, and then you can add it into the Google Sheet later. So I hope that is helpful for you. I'm going to go back to the word list. And I also wanted to mention that it does cover some blends as well. So those are over here on the right. And hopefully you find this resource to be as helpful as I have. Okay, so my next resource is very similar to the first resource we just looked at. The difference is that these are for single sounds. So once you've done the all sound screening and you found out which sounds you need to be working on with your students, these are great to go to. So I believe I have 10 of these, and let's go ahead and take a peek inside. It does have the data tracker just like the other resource. And again, there's directions on how to use that at the bottom, the little video tutorial. So this one is going to break it down into initial, medial, final, and mixed. So let's say we were doing mix, we would just click on mix. And these are essentially just like articulation cards, just like a deck of cards that you would have in your speech room. And then you're going to have your student go through and say the different words. And it's as easy as that. So it's a nice way to monitor progress. You can, pull this resource out every once in a while and then collect data on that Google Sheet. And it's super, super convenient. All right, so the next resource that I really love is my Gumball Articulation series. And this is for the G sound. And this is the home screen here. We've got initial, medial, final, and mixed. And then we also have a sound visual, which I will show you here. And then let's do initial. Now, what's going to happen here is really fun. So your student is going to say whatever is pictured here, and you can also have them use it in a sentence if they're working at the sentence level. And then they're going to click on the gumball, and then the gumball is going to start to fill up the gumball machine. So it's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding for the students as they see that gumball machine filling up, and they really, really love it. Okay, next up is no print articulation therapy. We're going to look at the R in mixed positions, and this is for sentences and conversation. So it's perfect for your students that are maybe a little bit further along in their journey of working on a given speech sound. It's also great for older students because it uses real pictures. A lot of the other resources that have the clip art can look a little bit kiddish, and rightfully so. Our students that are a little bit older can be kind of offended by that, so we want to be sensitive to that for them. So this is really nice because it does use real pictures. And let's go ahead and take a peek inside. The scenes are essentially just pictures that have the R in different pictures here that your students will kind of use in a sentence, or they'll describe the picture. They might say for this one, I see a parachute flying up in the sky. I see 4 carrots on a table. So they're essentially just going to use their word in a sentence to describe what they see in the picture. Now we move on to sentences that are already written, and these are going to use their target sound within the sentence in different positions. So as you can see here, we've got initial position, medial, and final position for this sentence. Rich went to the parade with a deer. Prompts and questions, these are great for carryover. So you're going to ask questions like, would you rather ride a roller coaster or a rocket? And then, of course, you would prompt them to elaborate on that. Would you rather run with a giraffe or a rabbit? What do you like about parades and why? So those, like I said, are really great for carryover. And then tell a story is also great for carryover. There's going to be 3 pictures, and then your students are going to be asked to put a story together or to put a sentence or 2 together. And, you can scale back if it's a student that's also working on language. I mean, this is perfect for working on language, but if you need to back up a little bit, you could have them go down to saying, I see a rabbit, I see a parachute, I see cereal. And then hopefully you can simultaneously be working on those language goals and working on expanding their language so they can make a sentence or a story about the 3 pictures on the page. So like I said, this is really great for older students and great for carryover as well. Okay, so the last resource that I wanted to share with you actually is not made for teletherapy, but it is really great for students who are being seen through teletherapy, because you can send this home to their parents and continue working on their goals at home. So this is a sample of the articulation homework helpers for the F sound, and there is a parent letter in the beginning, so you can tell them a little bit more about the goals. And then these are just some really super simple, no prep games, activities that your students can work on at home. So this one is an example of a memory game. Got tic-tac-toe and the color and say. So, these are really, really easy for the parents to, so you can just send this through email and they can print it out, and it's as easy as that. This is one of the ones with the spinner where you use a paper clip and spin it, and it will land on one of the little spaces with the speech sound. And this is a puzzle that they cut apart and try to put a story together using, again, their target sound. And then it's also not only in just the initial position, but we've got it for medial and final as well. So these are really great to send home to parents. And that is it for all of my articulation resources for teletherapy. I hope that you found these to be helpful. They all are available within the Digital SLP membership, which you can learn more about by going to the digitalslp.com/digital SLP. And then also a few of them are available in my Teachers Pay Teachers store, and you can go there by going to shopthedigitalslp.com.